You know, it's fine. Destiny music is what we're going with right now because we're getting serious, chat. I didn't know how bad the lighting is in my room right now. Like, get your shit together. I'm so. We're gonna start talking about this now. Sony, get someone on the fucking ground.
Give me a second. I don't spend a lot of time in the UI for PlayStation.
Oh, yo, the PS5 UI? Don't. Because the more time
I
you'll
love it.
spend
I
in it,
love it.
yo, shut up right now.
I
That's
do.
a hot
I
take.
genuinely like it.
Let me tell you right now. That is we doing. I didn't put that in the title of the stream. Like, you gotta settle down, man. Like, we're not doing that tonight. Like that.
I do.
UI
I
is
do.
fucking abysmal, bro. Like,
Listen, when I get into the Xboxes, I was lost. PlayStation, it
no,
makes
the
more.
new
It
Xbox.
makes a
Okay,
little bit more sense.
to be fair, Xbox, the old one, prior to like the what was it? Like, there's the summer
Wait,
update
what?
or whatever.
My...
That super bad. Their old UI was like, it looked like Windows 8. Oh my god. This is killing me too.
Clip?
I'm super slow because. Okay, alright. Just get it together, champ. It's been a minute. And I don't have. Where's my baby? There she is. Alright. Oh my lord. Talk about rusty. Okay, Callus, you gotta zip your lip. Alright, since we're talking to you, I gotta churn these comms off. I'm sorry, Harris. I love you, babe. That's the only voice I really want to hear, too, but it's the way of the road.
Oh, I gotta do the last Embargo challenge.
You do indeed, right? Like, let me know how spicy
You get
that thing is.
You get an emblem and a shader.
Oh my Atlanta, drag me in. Carry me, Venetra.
Well, you have to have all three of them done prior.
You have to.
You've done any of the Embargo
See why I love
challenges? They're
you?
so fun.
Oh, fuck that shit. You know I don't like puzzles. I'm brain dead, dude.
Okay, but we have to get you the cards though. They're, yeah.
God, I know the cards are pretty nasty. The cards are. Yo, I got that new Ascension card, right? That was like, it put Scorch on all your weapons. I'm like, oh, this is like Lightfall, light. Like not Lightfall. This is like the final shape light for this new Warlock super. You know, it's gonna put Scorch on all my weapons. Yeah, then to find out it's been bugged the whole time and it's not been working. All right, so Venetra, future Destiny.
Yes.
And I got to.
Yeah. So.
I'm gonna let you.
What I originally wanted to ask
Yeah.
is, where do you get this idea of a Destiny 1 classic?
All right.
Because I know, like, here's the thing. We're gonna get into
Yep.
the absolute shit show that's happening at Bungie right now.
Yeah.
Because I know you and I, we've talked about the pros and cons. We'll talk about them again. But
Here we
before
go.
we get into
Here we
that,
go. Yeah.
you told me about Destiny 1 Classic. So, where does this idea come from?
It's them multiple threads, right? And we're gonna get into a chat. So, all right. The reason why I think Bungie is going, I mean, God, I would love for them. And the thing is, I don't know if they're going to do this. They would be stupid to not do this, to capitalize on this market. We all want it. We're all tired. You see the top comments of every YouTube video. Why don't we all just go back to Destiny 1? Guys, they're Bungie and Blizzard are so so much alike. It's gross. It's and it's so funny that like some of the people that make the best things in the industry can also just be so chaotic. And at the end of the day, guys, like, we could get a Destiny 3. I think that would sell a lot. I don't think it would sell as much as a Destiny 1 Classic. if we want to go, we're talking revenue now. We're talking strictly by the books. We're going for those guys right now and taking stemming those brains right now. Listen, guys, you can have your cake and eat it too. You're gonna get all the vets that are yearning for a D1, and a lot of people that just remember. They're like, I remember Destiny 1 wasn't this bad. Like, just people that don't even play the game, that aren't even invested in the franchise. Like, I thought Destiny was pretty decent before, and when Activision was there, unfortunately. I think Bungie needs to be on their own. I respect them being on their own, but they gotta make smart moves, dude. And they're not on their own right now. And so we're gonna get into that too. But Destiny 1 Classic, dude, would fuck. It would be so good. It would be like WoW Classic. Dude, we need it. We all need it. We're tired of this easy shit. It's so exhausting. I'm so bored. You know me. What am I doing now? You know the game is dying when I am going flawless? What am I doing?
No,
I'm
don't,
bored.
I wouldn't do that
bored.
because
No, listen. I'm calling it out. I'm calling it. This is my safe space. I come here to relax. Okay. I love duality. Okay. Like, I'm just vibing here off stream, killing that. I farmed the first boss for fun. He's my baby. You know, but listen. Man, we gotta stay on point here. Destiny 1 Classic. They would have their cake, eat it too. The vets would go back. You get a lot of these guys going back saying, yeah, I'll try it. You know, it's also a fresh start. Everyone's going to start. You got the fresh start people, right? A lot of people that just want to dive in new. Multi-layered approach. And we're tired of am I going to say it? Do you want me to say it? Luke Smith was right. We should have sunset. They fucked up in Beyond Light because they didn't give us enough loot. There should have been 3 times the amount, 5 times, maybe 5. Oh my god. Fuck, it was dry. But there was a new subclass. You could lean on it. Stasis was hot, baby. It was hot. Oof. Shatter diving, nothing like it. But fuck, guys. Like, where was the loot? Where the fuck was the loot? They should have sunset everything to the fucking ground. And that's not even a hot take. We all know it. We're exhausted. We're all exhausted. There's too much fucking loot in the game. It doesn't matter if I have the best loot there is, but I could still get everything done with blue guns, as everyone knows. And that's fine. But that's when you lead on exotics, right? And you're like, exotics are goated. Exotics are S tier. And adept guns. That's when you lean on the small little things for the nerds, right? The stats, everything like that. And that's why I have that, right? But fuck, Bungie. It's we all know there's just too much loot. There's just too much loot in the game. It's absurd. It's absurd. It's nauseating. It's actually nauseating. And for the love of God, while we're talking about too much loot in the game, give me a new Warlock chess piece as an exotic. If there's not a new Warlock chess piece as an exotic, it's been like 2 fucking years. Where is it? Are you afraid? Okay. Talking about sunsetting loot. Anyways, Vanessa, I want to let you get in here. But that's Destiny 1. I could go on a myriad of reasons why we need a fresh start or why we need a classic. But I appreciate D2 for what it is, right? So we were talking about it today. I texted you and I said, chat, I was like, dude, if Destiny, I would love a classic, because if Destiny 2 keeps going, like, fuck it, you know? It'd be like, you know, it's the modern game, you know?
My issue with
I'd keep
when
playing.
you say Destiny Classic, like, do you mean essentially what a remaster of D1? Like, do you actually want to go back to 3 subclasses, no mantling? Is that what you want when you say
It would be like
a D1 classic?
it would be
Or
akin to how Blizzard's doing it.
my
So
envision,
you it's a full remaster, but like not a remaster, like a remake, right? Like a Sony remake,
okay,
right?
you want the D2 engine on with D1,
I want The Last of Us Part 2, right?
essentially.
Like I
Okay.
want yes, we're talking levels here, right? We're talking levels of evolution, right? For D1. That's fine. I wouldn't mind if D2 like fuck, dude, even if D2 got evolved but D1 was on like fully upgraded to the state that D2 was at. But it was D1 at its core, right? And I'm going to be honest, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Even then, I'm going to be honest. This shouldn't be a hot take. For the love of God, I would I would kind of hope they would leave behind old gen for D1 Classic.
Oh, they have to.
I don't know, dude. Do you think they would?
Um, I don't know. It's
It's
kind of
Sony's
hard to
fault. There's too many
say
PS4s.
to talk about like a D1 classic when the D1 servers are still up and running. Um, I can maybe envision essentially, like you and I have talked about this before, and I'll say it again, a Destiny universe where let's finish the Destiny 2 saga. Let's finish Final Shape and the 3 episodes that they've talked about. And then I genuinely think that Bungie needs 2 years to do what they need to do. And I wouldn't say Destiny 3, but you can still call it Destiny 3, is where they just throw in Destiny 1, Destiny 2. It's just a big universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then a year later, if they want, let's start a new saga. Because there's enough content in D1, D2 to satisfy us until they pick up doing expansions again. But if it's going to be a Destiny universe, I expect a subscription-based model.
Um, you okay? How receptive? Okay. Well, we can get right into this. How receptive do you think people are? And there's you said a lot there, so I don't want to over if I don't tackle a specific thing you said, it's not that I didn't register it or whatever. It's just that I want to give thought here to some arguments you said here is really good. How receptive do you think people would be to a subscription service? I don't think like a subscription model full on console, you know, and you're paying for like
On console,
you know. And what's the pay? What do you envision? I guess also would be a better question. What do you envision then the pay structure to look like?
Canadian, at least $15 a month.
I agree with that statement. Tie it into Game Pass, make it 30.
I was gonna say, like, you
Or
can
PS Plus or
easily
whatever, right?
either tie it to PlayStation Premium or Xbox
something.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
But you can also do essentially what they're already doing, where some expansions are already in Game Pass
Mm-hmm.
or PlayStation Premium.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, I believe Witch Queen is available on
It
PlayStation
is.
Premium.
It is.
Xbox Game Pass, I'm not too familiar with what they have available there right now, but I think there is maybe 1 or 2 expansions on there. You'll have to confirm that for me there, Avery.
I think there's 2 expansions. But not anymore. I don't know if they're no, because remember they offered 1, and then I think they all got taken off Game Pass. Remember, if I'm not mistaken. Read the writing on the wall, but when I was watching some of Cross's videos lately, and I was hearing some shit he was saying, and then he's talking in the streams about just like being aware and like just things that are happening in Destiny 2. It's like when they're starting to drop, everyone's getting loot, everyone feels good, everyone's happy, like it's raining loot. It's like that was kind of the same thing at the end of D1, very akin to the end of D1, where it's just like it's gone, it's done. D2's coming out, right? So I don't know. It could be like I haven't experienced that enough, but I can also bring it to real life and all that shit. You start to writing on the wall for anything, right? You gotta be able to see the writing on the wall for some shit. And I don't know, D2 might have for the past in my hearts in my heart's heart, I always feel as though it's super weird, but after it's super weird. But after Forsaken, D2 overstayed its welcome. And I don't know what decision they made, but it's pretty well known now on paper that a lot of D3s in this game. And they don't want to do D3. They want to do what you're saying, probably. I don't know if that's specified, but they probably do, akin to this Destiny universe thing. Destiny is what makes them money. It's going to never stop. I think you and I both unanimously agree on that. But it's like, how are they going to go about this approach? I don't know. I think
Well,
continue. Go.
think this way. Bungie's essentially postponed Final Shape to get things in order.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I have not been updated on what Cross is saying or even the TWAB.
Mm-hmm.
Has Bungie made an official statement regarding all this yet?
Yes, they did. It was in that thing. It wasn't even a twab. It was like a thing. It was like a because it's been a week, right? So we had I think what do we no. Tomorrow we're gonna have a real twab. But what they did say in the actual twab, I didn't even think they had a twab. It was just that statement, right? So they did have a pretty big statement to say about it. It's just, it's not. No offense to them, it's not anything substantive. Like we all kind of unanimously agree that, and like they kind of agree too that they need to show their actions now. Like now is not a time for words; it's a time for action. Like you need to get your shit together. Like get your shit together. We're gonna start talking about this now. Sony, get someone on the fucking ground. I don't know how you and I both know Bungie is very litigious. They might fucking kick me off tonight. Sony, get someone on the fucking ground. Get someone in there, and you need to do something right fucking now. You need to do something. This is unacceptable. This is not like, look at your acquisition. Look at your money just burning. It's disgusting, and it makes the face for PlayStation, the face for now everyone's in uproar. It's like, oh, these guys were telling Naughty Dog what to do. These guys, it's a fucking joke.
Mm-hmm.
Sony, clean it up. It's a fucking joke. Clean it up. It's a PR mess. It's a shambles. And then they wonder why you got fucking Xbots running around thinking some of the disgusting things that they've been doing and that they can claim are righteous about is fucking so gravitas, just eating up everything in the industry, conglomeration, like consolidation everywhere, like that. Like that's so much better. Like at the end of the day, this is about Sony right now. Sony, clean up your fucking house. And Bungie's in your house now. Get someone on the floor. They need to get someone in there and it's not the devs. So are you reading these Forbes articles, Sony? It's not the fucking devs. And you paid for retention for devs. Clean it up, bro. It's so crazy. These weird, sweet executives at the very top, tippity top, fucking black market Illuminati shit. Clean it up, like, oh my god. What are we, a bunch of frat house? Is this Activision type shit? Bobby Kotick type shit? Oh my god. That's all I have to say about it, bro. You know how pissed I am about it. It's so stupid. It's equally to me just as bad as the layoffs and everything. Like it's disgusting. It's just as bad as some of the shit that's been going on in Blizzard.
Mm-hmm.
Because it shows the type of people they are.
So with all of that, how would you feel if Bungie, like they did the final shape and they said, okay, thank you for 10 years. I love you guys. This is it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, would you be content with that? Like, this is the end. Um, we want to, but we also don't want to like drag this out unnecessarily. That it doesn't make our community happy.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, um, I, I, I think I could be okay with that. Um, and then let's say in 5 years, because you know Telesto's got too many fucking issues in the coding. They come out and say, "Here's your Destiny universe."
Oh, this is why I love you, Nacho. Always know how to
I
bring
don't know.
levity with Telesto jokes. Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, that is. It's a good question because realistically, right? Realistically, what can I be honest here? Cross said something the other day, and I was just like, yeah, like, I don't know. He was talking about the devs that are working on Marathon, right? And how I think it was in an interview or something that came out that they they wanted to work on Marathon, like, because they were tired of working on Destiny because they worked on it for 10 years, and it makes sense, right?
Hmm.
And I'm thinking about player fatigue. I'm thinking about their financial decisions that they have to keep it going. So it needs revolution, right? But it also needs to stay grounded. This is where I think the the two-pronged approach that they're taking might work. Well, four-pronged approach. They're having multiple IPs. They need to give their devs time to breathe. And it sucks to say this, dude, but like I didn't like anything before. Like, I didn't like any FPS MMOs or anything like this before Destiny. And and same thing with arena shooters and all that shit. Like, I don't like Doom. I don't like that shit. I don't like anything like that. But Halo got me
Hmm.
by the balls, and Halo is revolutionary. And then Destiny did the same
Halo's
thing.
a perfect mix of good action and the like phenomenal storytelling.
Yeah,
That's that's kind of what why I like Destiny so much is because it doesn't feel like Halo anymore. It's got its own unique
it's got
play
its own
style, which is
bones.
phenomenal. It's difficult. Um, I know a lot of you guys are like, it's not easy. It's like it takes some time to learn how to be a good hunter, a good warlock, or a good titan. Don't kid yourself. It takes time. Um, and the storytelling is just there.
The
Um,
skill ceiling's nice in the game. The skill ceiling's really nice.
right?
The skill expression in
Not
Destiny is like no
everyone can
other.
go flawless. Not everyone can complete a dungeon or not dungeon or a raid, but I mean like grandmaster GMs. It's
Fair.
not for everybody, and you need to know how to play your role when it comes to it. Um,
Facts. Facts.
but yeah, no, there isn't really another game like this out there that's had this longevity um, in this style.
I think the thing is, when do, Bungie is the one that created this genre. I think one of the ones that has definitely mastered it to a certain extent, live service, despite what everyone thinks. And they are the arbiters of. They need to decide when is the right time to cut it off. They've set D1 up in a way where you can play it forever. You don't need, it's just they can keep the servers up. They could do something akin to that with D2. It's just weird how their verbiage is, they don't talk like that. And I don't know, we don't know, I guess, until post episodes how things are really going to be looking. The thing is, part of me feels like Bungie wants to run away from Destiny, and they want, and this is just a weird tinfoil hat, but that part of me really does feel like they just want to be on their next baby as a studio. And if Marathon pops, you bet your ass the 600 people that are working on Destiny 2 might go to fucking 200 people, and it's gonna be just like what D1 is, real quick. And then that 200 is gonna get even lower.
You have to give
I don't care though, because I want them
credit
to
for
do what
running.
they want.
Because they left right after Halo Reach when they didn't want to do Halo Reach, and they created Destiny.
Thank you.
Now Bungie wants to leave Destiny, which hurts us, but it also hurt us when they wanted to leave after Reach, and they're going for Marathon. We have to give them not a chance, but like I think I have faith in them that Marathon, Avery, might just be our next game. Right?
Dude, I'm like, so anxious. Dude, that's the thing.
Continue,
I know, right?
I want Destiny to continue because after the final shape, they've got episodes, but are the episodes going to be meaningful enough that it's like after that we are going to get more expansions, or is it going to be like Bungie originally wanted to do, and they're kind of only finally doing it in Lightfall, whereas our seasons, the 4 seasons we get, are tied to the story and continuing the story. Because as part of me is like, if Final Shape's the last one, I don't want to play episodes. I want it to end maybe after I complete the raid.
Oh God, yeah.
A few more things to do at the end, right? Like I don't want to go through seasons and be like, oh, we got this mini expansion that ends in 6 weeks, and then that's the end of it. Like I want a big bang. Like Cody, if it's the end, Avery, if it's the end,
Cody, it is the end. The final shape, dude. The final shape is the end. I think that's what I think once we play the final shape, I think we'll know. We'll know if Destiny's done. And part of me makes me here. I'm gonna say something real fucking hot take. This isn't a fucking hot take at all. Okay, listen to this shit, chat. If the final shape has any roguelike elements built in to the actual expansion, fundamentally, full on, always replayable, it's the last expansion you'll ever fucking see out of Bungie for Destiny 2. Done. The whole way they keep talking about it's always going to change depending on what you're doing, and it makes me feel as though, listen to this, Cody, it makes me feel as though like we don't know anything about it yet, and it's supposed to be the coolest thing like that they've been trying to work on and all this shit, right? The heart or whatever, the actual location, right? Part of me makes me think that's going to be something akin to, okay, I'm playing on the moon. I've been farming the moon a lot lately, just chilling there. And then I go into the heart of the Traveler. And, like, then the moon's, like, there, you know, but it's, like, corrupted. And it would be, like, one of the first places that's there because I've been there recently or whatever, right? Like, I think that might be how they change it after you beat it linearly. Because I think you're going to have, everyone has that first time through, right? But then after, it's supposed to change, be ever changing. So if it does, this is just a tinfoil hat chat, but I think that's going to be that that roguelike element, and if that is the case, then this is the last expansion you'll ever see out of Destiny 2. And episodes is just something to keep the game going, to see if they even want to do anything with. I don't know. It's so weird because part of me, like, could you imagine we're talking all this speculation, right? And it's very pessimistic to a certain extent. Like, it's not. I haven't said anything super. The only thing I've been very, very happy on and very gracious about, I think D1 Classic would just be so nice, and I love Destiny 1. I think they did such a good job with the game, despite all its flaws. They did at its end, it was so fucking good. You know, I'm the biggest D1 advocate, so like,
Yep.
come
Well, I
on,
mean,
right?
I was a huge fan too. I came into Destiny 1 late. Um, Pretty much near the end of its life
Oh, thank
cycle.
you for the follow,
Um,
Jalel.
but I was there.
Jalen.
I was there for the launch of D2. I got in at 2 a.m. at after it took forever to get in. Um,
Really?
and Bungie and I had to leave
Jalenva
at 6 a.m.
12.
the next
Thank
day.
you for the follow,
There is.
Jalenva. Dude, your D2, your D2, you need to see. This is the thing, Vanessa. If we ever played D1 together, you would have just, you would have ate it up so good. And this is why also part of me wants a D1 Classic, because I know we always talk about fundamentals and systems in the games and the things that we want, and you know how much I hype up D1, and then you watch that everyone sees the cross video what Destiny 1 was really like. Such a good video. And yeah, man, it would be a great time to be alive. But at that note too, it's like Marathon, I don't want that. I think that I say have their cake and eat it too, because we want Destiny. Like, in my heart of hearts, I know I could be literally 40 playing this game, like just chilling. Like, we talk about that all the time. Like, Destiny, it's just, there's no other game like it. It just needs to keep evolving. But the thing is, if they're tired, I want them to do their thing. Destiny 1 would let them do that. A classic would just be like, okay, guys, this is it. Like, we're going to give you a classic. D2 is going to keep going seasonally. It's going to be pretty light. And then a small team, maybe a small team on that, and maybe it'll fizzle out because they'll be content with classic. Because once the people that actually go back and play classic, they'll be like, oh my God, it was so good. Everyone was right. But Marathon, in my heart of hearts, I think that's their baby. That's what they want to do, and I respect them for that. So I'm gonna play the shit out of it, and I'm gonna try it out as much as I can, see it. But same thing I did with Halo, and same thing I did with Destiny. It's just like, but the thing is, it has to stick, as they know, and they know how to make games sticky. So, like, how sticky is Marathon? How sticky is it compared to Destiny? How sticky is it compared to Halo? Like, you pick those games up and you're like, you literally just crave more instantly. And it's not from any overwhelming systems, it's from like fundamentals. It's from the ground up. It's from the way the game feels. It's like they know what they're doing. Everyone knows that, right? So I want to see how sticky Marathon is. I want to see that gameplay loop. And apparently, this is what everyone's saying out there, is that Marathon it has something that no other extraction shooter has right now. So we'll see what that is, right? But I don't know, man. I don't know. Would you?
I have faith. I honestly do.
I have faith.
Bungie's.
Same. It's weird. Like,
I have Bungie because when Bungie does this, they go all out. And Bungie, they've been struggling with D2. We can see it. It's because they don't. It's not that they don't want to do this. It's like they're anxious to end it, right? I guess you could say. Um,
yeah, to a
of
certain
course you want
extent.
devs who are absolutely dedicated, but like you can tell that there's some that Um,
Mm-hmm.
would rather be working on something new. Because yeah, you say 10 years. Um, that's a fucking long time.
That's the perfect
Like
time to drop a
yeah,
Destiny classic. 10th year anniversary
again,
of Destiny.
I
Drop the
still
classic,
I
baby.
still think
Let's
we're
go.
years away from that because D1 servers are still online. D2
I
is not even done
know.
yet.
I
It's gonna take a
know.
long time for
I
that
don't I
to
don't
come
know.
to fruition.
It's a different era though. Like I think it's so copium, dude. It's so cope, but they know we would buy the shit out of a Destiny classic. We would buy all the expansions again. We would. It doesn't.
Would you?
It, yes, because they would do it right and put it on a fucking subscription service. Like, leave behind old
But here's the
gen,
thing,
maybe.
I don't want to replay. I don't want to replay. That's part of my issue with the D1 Classic.
What do you need?
I
You need
don't want to
5 more
come
years.
back. I don't want to. No, like if Halo. Halo's still around, so it's easy to go back.
Bro, Halo's around for
Um,
one reason, and we all know it. It's
um,
because greedy fucking MS couldn't let
um,
it go.
yeah, that's the thing. There's a part of me that if Destiny 2 ends with Final Shape, I don't want to come back. It's not because I hate the game. I generally this is my home. Thank you for showing it to me. Um, there's just as for it's just not gonna be the same. Um, even how good it was.
Part of me thinks that, dude, if the final shape is a good send off, it depends, man. Like, it depends on how, honestly, if Marathon doesn't pop, Bungie might be forced to just lean
100%.
heavy into Destiny.
I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised.
Which
So
is,
that's the thing.
that's
Do
another
you want
curveball.
Marathon to fail? I mean, I don't. I generally don't. Like
It can't
as
fail.
like I
It
come into
can't
I play
fail.
Destiny every day. There's a part of me that's looking forward to Marathon and hopes it doesn't fail so I don't have to come back to something that's essentially done,
Yeah.
right? I'm not gonna force myself to play Marathon if it's not something I enjoy playing. Um, it's just a matter of when do we let go? I think a Destiny 1 and 2 classic, like the universe, would be good in 10 years' time. Because then we can get fresh minds on future expansions and all that because it's, like Bungie's tired.
Mm-hmm. And realistically, right? Like, I was gonna say this, man. There is, and I'm glad you see the pedigree. There is no doubt in my mind. I speculate all the time just for shits, and we can have all these conversations and all this stuff, and insiders can say whatever, pre-alpha, whatever. There is no fucking doubt in my mind. The talent that is working on Marathon will pop. Hear it out first. You heard it here first, chat. Marathon's gonna fucking pop. Because the people that are working on that game only know how to make shit pop. But Destiny has a ravenous fan base. They
And a toxic one.
and a toxic one, of course. Any MMO, at people got to get over it on the internet. As if you're in the internet long enough, you'll know that this is a cool. That's why I say they're just like fucking Blizzard. This is equivalent to the fucking WoW fan base. The Destiny fan base is just as toxic as the WoW fan base. And for the love of God, they have their hooks. Bungie has fostered and groomed such a nature of playing this game, live service, everything, just this lifestyle game, that part of me also thinks even Sony, they kind of love that cash cow. They're like fix it because it's a good cash cow, you know? Like they're not like shut it down or whatever. Like, but I mean, I don't think they have the authority, obviously, or whatever. But I think Destiny is at a point where it's so big. It might be, I don't know. We'd have to check numbers and all that shit, but it might be bigger than Halo in terms of fan base, right? In terms of at its peaks, like you still have a lot of people, I guess everyone that would still play Halo and all that shit, and they hear like there's difference between guys, someone who's like hears of it and they're just a casual or whatever and general player, and they're like, oh, Halo, that's dope, I'll play it because they know the game's good, versus a real fan, right? And a lot of Halo fans, guys, evolve, like a lot of the players evolve with Bungie, right? Like I loved Halo. We all knew they didn't want to make Reach, and they did. I don't even know if they wanted to make 3. I would love to know if they wanted to make 3. 2 is so fucking good. Halo 2 was so good.
That was the end of
it
the
was the
saga.
send off.
That was
it was
the
the
end.
send off, right? Yeah. So
it was, because the whole premise was that Master Chief was MIA. That was supposed to be the cutoff.
It was.
He saved. He destroyed the flood.
It's very controversial too with the Arbiter.
That was. What do you mean?
Just everything.
What was controversial?
I don't want to get into that. That's another debate. We can ramble about that forever. Actually, like, okay, listen. We will talk. We will circle back to that another time. That's
Hold
so
on.
funny. No. Listen to me.
10 years, man. I'm actually. That's the thing. I'm reading the books right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like
Halo
I
books are so
understand the
good,
whole
man.
Forerunner.
Halo books are so good.
History, rather, the origins of the flood is so fucked.
Yeah. Have you played any of the Halo Wars games?
I played the first.
You would love those games, man. The second one's pretty fucking good too. Yeah. Good games, actually. Great games. Got me excited for Infinite, to be honest. Talking Bungie projects, man. Like, that's the thing, right? So, I'm confident Marathon's gonna pop. Destiny fan base is at the point of where they got to keep it go. I think they can't just. I don't know if they can let this thing just die. They're also in a fiduciary agreement with Sony where it's like, all right, where's the fucking money, right? So how many bonuses are you gonna keep not taking before you start cutting your actual salary, and then you start cutting even more people than 100 before. You know, let's go, guys, clean it up. And they have a lot of shit to deal with right now. I am genuinely, like, as excited that's what's funny, as excited as I am for Bungie's future projects, I'm so worried for them and so anxious and so upset and so fucking, oh my God, I just trying not to hold so much animosity and there's just so much fucking shit going on right now. They gotta clean it up. They gotta clean up a lot. So, it, is as excited as I am equally as worried, and I'm equally as worried as Sony towards Sony. I fucking love PlayStation, but I'm worried about those guys. I want to see this new CEO. I want to see this guy start making some moves. We're just deaf into the Discord chat. Let that guy watch his cutscene. So, yeah, that was a good talk about the future of Destiny, guys. I'm so conflicted on the state of affairs going on at Bungie right now. I am genuinely concerned for a lot of people there that are working there still. It's just the way of the road, right? For a lot of things, like if I'm thinking out at brass tacks, like there's been plethora of layoffs in the industry. That's been very hard to see. This is not even one of the biggest ones at all, actually. It's just one of the most noted ones, documented ones, obviously, and heavily publicized ones because it's associated with PlayStation, and Bungie is such a well-known studio, and to see this happen to a studio that has such a good pedigree and good man, they had a lot of goodwill out there. They did have a lot of, like, despite what people think, they had a lot of goodwill, and this hurt. Man, like, this hurt, man. The community's hurting right now so fucking bad. It hurts, man. It hurts to even be logged in sometimes, man. But, like, a lot of the shit people have been saying, too, it's like, at the end of the day, we know that the devs working on the game, they have been listening, dudes, despite the memes, which is so fucked. Oh my god, they have been actually listening, but their hands have been tied for so many things, obviously, right? And they can't do everything, and even Joe's hands, guys. Like, you gotta read a lot of the shit going on, guys. Like, you can't outright say it, but Joe can't even, the shit he can't even do to help. I don't know if Sony can help. I don't know if these fucking executives do they want more money? Are they going to change now and let the devs do what they want because we're pissed? It's also, too, it's like, it's also like revenue wise, guys. Like, what do you want, right? Too, if we want to appeal to that side of them, like, Jesus Christ. Like, because everyone's kind of done at this point. Morale's shot to shit. But when you're at this low, you can only go up from here. You hope. Oh my god. You hope. Okay, let's see if Vanessa's cutscene's done.